Alright, we are live. Alright, Shalom Israel. Y'all bashing me outside. Rock a thumb to the brothers. Y'all Shamar Latam bashing me outside to the sisters. This is the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yana. Walk shot the water. We are not affiliated with any other organization. Israel, pay your tithes and get ready for the Lord's 55th annual UPK Passover. It's gonna be held in Durham, North Carolina, April 20th, in Durham, North Carolina. $200 at the door. Well, it's like $200 a head, respectively. And that actually covers you for all the events that are going on throughout that whole week. So now, $200 per adult. Children get in free. You can go to isupk.com. They got the donate now button, and then right below that they got the Passover fee button. So you can, tap in either or to pay your tithes, pay your Passover fees. Children getting free, $200 per adult, 17 and older. Houston Cookout coming up. Right now they out in Cali. Right now they out in California, cooking it up. The generals, the captains, the officers out there in Cali, man, doing it big. Who is it? Ashar Gapan doing the Cali Cookout vlog. So, I mean, he's got like a dozen episodes out there right now, just chronicling. Very good.
Just like it too. Captain Zara just announced that he's gonna be on No Jumper with WAC 100.
With that not Spencer something or other.
Adam 22. It's called it's a podcast
Adam
called,
22. Like he's the host of it though.
He's the owner of.
But they were trying to link them up with like this cat like Spencer something or other to it was supposed to be kind of like a black versus white debate kind of thing.
I didn't hear that.
Like that, because I know Adam 22. I know he wasn't. He ain't built for that. Well, he let his girl get railed by some dude anyway on camera. So that's he's already not built for the debate setting. But they were supposed to try to set him up with this one like KKK type cat, something like that.
I think Tariq.
Oh, that one. All right, yeah. Tariq Nasheed, I believe. Yeah.
He's gonna be at WAC 100.
So he's kind of like a blackety black brother. Not so Mother Africa, but not real Israel.
Right.
Kind of on the fence. So that's definitely coming up too. So they're in Cali right now. Houston Cookout, November 23rd to the 26th. Operation Reservation, November 4th. Like this is right around the corner. We got the Cash App out there. Or it's like we got the Cash App. We got the GoFundMe. We got the links for the event. It's gonna be on the Menominee Reservation at the Neopet Pavilion. So I mean, we're still accepting donations, and then immediately after this, we're gonna be gearing up for the next year's event too. Because we don't just stop at this. This is the third annual. It's Commanding General Yohana, third annual Operation Reservation on the Menominee Res. So we're just going to keep this going. Save a couple dollars if you can too for a Black Friday. Get your school ready with like all the gear, all the tech, all the equipment that they're selling for cheap. And we're going to do a class on why we got a Black Friday event going on. Nothing wrong with taking advantage of the sales to better the school, to better to get more resources for what you need to get done. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Would it be Tawar for, since I'm also native, to not participate in something like that? Would I be wrong?
Like the Black Friday sale? Yeah, you wouldn't be wrong for that. No, you wouldn't be wrong for that. So, like, the Black Friday sale, like, that's when they were selling slaves.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that would affect y'all and Judah and Ephraim, as well as Gad and Issachar. You're not wrong for participating in that because it's a gimmick.
No, I'm saying, would I be wrong to not participate? Because I know brothers will try to do all that shopping on Black Friday. I'm not down with it.
If you're doing it for the school, if we're doing it like that's for the school sake. I'm not trying to get me a new iPhone. I don't need you to chip in to get me a new phone. But we definitely need us to chip in to get a good camera setup, some better laptops and computers, some better lighting, so that on every Friday, Last One Kudas class, we ain't got them glares on the dry erase board. Things like that. They make it hard for us, man. It's a rough dealing that we gotta go through. But days like this, let's take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Shalom, shalom. Got it. All right, so scripture breakdown class. Isupk Milwaukee scripture breakdown class. I believe this weekend we're actually me in Chicago. Lord willing, weather allow. We'll meet Chicago for this. Otherwise, get ready. Capital, Titonian and Capital. Which all right, so like Capital, Titonian, 35th. That whole crossroads right there. That's one of the new camp spots. You can check us out at. We're about to be in Chicago this weekend, I believe. So let's check into any questions, comments, or concerns online. Good. You don't know how to operate it? Otherwise, we'll wait for Kala. Like, do you know how to get into the chat groups? All right, you got it.
I do have a question also.
Then, all right, then let's kick it off right there. First come, first serve.
It's just about Jacob and like does it reference why his name was changed to Israel?
All right, so that's with the struggle with him and the angel. So, let's get. One second. Good.
Genesis 32 and 28 is when his name was changed, but I was saying, I was asking, does it let you know why his name was changed, or it was just changed?
You said Genesis 32
and 28.
May I take a jab at the other one?
Let's read it first. 32 and 28. All right, so let's read the scripture, and then I want to hear from you, and then we'll look into it. So go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 28. And so I started 27, because it said.
Nah, we can jump right into it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32 and 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed.
So now right there. That kind of gives the reason why, but what would you want to say on that?
I think at one point there was a separation, right? Like the Northern Kingdom kind of separated themselves from Southern.
This has nothing to do with that.
Oh, so
yeah. This is way before that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when the nation of Israel was first getting established. So now, read verse 29.
Verse 29. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou dost ask, Salaki, dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there.
And actually, that was kind of inconsequential to the verse here. So 28 is the main reference to it. The name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. So now if we look at, all right, so either last Friday or the Friday before that, when we went over the table nations and the tribes of Israel and kind of given the breakdown of the definitions of the name. So Jacob was Yaquab. It's like I have to check over the notes for that again real quick. But Yashala, Prince of the Power. So if we were to look at it, select it real quick. I'm gonna step over to the board.
So his name was Yaquab.
Jacob. Jacob is Yaquab.
Yaquab is Hebrew.
Yaquab is Hebrew.
Then why is it Yahweh?
Because that's Judah.
That's Judah. Oh, Judah and Jacob, two different things.
Yeah.
Okay, come.
So Ephraim, is from Jacob. Issachar is from Jacob.
Okay.
Judah's from Jacob. Gad is from Jacob. So you had Jacob. Yaquab. I have to look back into that.
So I got another question.
Good.
Around this time was Jacob in Egypt?
No, I wouldn't say he was in Egypt. And we definitely need to get a map up here too. So how like Africa. Africa here, and then like there's that kind of land bridge, kind of goes there, and you got like Yemen. This goes over, and they got like the Mediterranean, Europe, and all that. You got like a boot here for Israel, for Italy. It kind of stems more like this, give or take, something along the lines. So now we would have been here. So the Garden of Eden like really compassed like a whole range. So like they always want to say life began in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's where they found Lucy bum ass, but life originated in the Fertile Crescent. Now Fertile Crescent, it was a really big range of land that was fertile in agriculture, plant and animal life. The soil was rich with nutrients and vitamins that'll help the plants grow, that would feed the animals. That's why you got elephants that are omnivores, or it's like herbivores. Elephants are herbivores, but they're the biggest goddamn thing on earth, the biggest land mammal.
The biggest animal,
Huge.
biggest animals in the animal kingdom eat plants.
Huge, and they only eat plants. Yeah. And they still get all the nutrients, all the calcium, all the proteins that they need. Good.
So like the reason we eat cows and stuff like that because of the nutrients that it has, but the cow gets the nutrients from eating the plant.
And it's a symbiotic relationship. So in a sense, we're still vegetarians.
Right.
If you want to think about it.
Right.
All right, so Jacob. Yaquab. Let me try to look that up. We did a class on this recently. It's like more to the point, without dropping everything under the sun. More to the point. All right, so Jacob got turned into Israel, which would be Yasha'Allah. So Yah in the Hebrew in prefix for the pronoun. Sorry, so we know Allah is, God, power. Shar is prince. Yeah. I, prince. Yeah. So now, very basic kind of linguistics applied to it. If you're to look at it back in this, I won't say even mindset, but just in the dialect, the way that we had expressed these terms, prince of the power. I'm the prince of the power. So now, if you could read that scripture again.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
28.
28.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God.
As a prince, got power with God. I'm the prince of the power. So now the way that we speak with inflections, with slang, with idioms, with metaphors and similes, which this ain't even a reach for that. For as a prince, read that again.
For as a prince has thou power with God.
Right, so we the prince of the power. I, prince, power. As a prince, we got power with God. That's just kind of like the storyline narrative that's given here. The poetic explanation behind the name of Yasha'Allah. I'm the prince of the power. Because of our dealings with that angel, showing resilience, showing diligence, integrity, we got recognized. Versus, any of the other seed that came out of Isaac. I mean, what Esau do?
Trying to steal his birthright.
Well, he sold his birthright. They try to blame Jacob. It's like they try to blame Jacob for stealing the birthright. When Esau sold it. So he must not have seen the value in it. That's cool. Does that answer the question, or is there anything else that we need to see on this?
Kind of.
Good.
That answered it.
All right, go. Good. All right, so with everything else that we are seeing in the world today, the dialogue has definitely shifted. And again, everybody's got that bleeding heart towards it's again, you got different parties that are sympathetic to one cause over another. You've got so-called, and I mean this sincerely, so-called Jews, so-called children of God that are Israeli either citizens affiliates, constituents that are pro-Palestine. And then you've got even Arab and Muslim and Palestinian equal parties that are pro-Israel. Both of them, you got it's so stupid. You got some of the fake Jews that are for Israel, some of the fake Jews that are against Israel. You got some of the Palestinians that are against Palestine. You got some of the Palestinians that are for Palestine. You got some of them Muslims and Islamic cultures that are for Israel or for Palestine. You got some people that are unrelated to any of it. That ain't got a dog in the fight on any text. That have no affiliation on any side of that fence. That are pro this or pro that. And the world over wants you to think like this is all of our problem. My only beef with, like, personally, and I'm just speaking from personal context here, my only beef with Palestine is when they send their people over here to set up tobacco shops in the hood. And you know, bum ass cell phone shops in the hood. And the corner stores with all the junk food and garbage. All the unlawful foods in the neighborhood that we live in. That give that influence to our people. To spend all of our money gaining high blood pressure and heart disease and cancer and kidney disease and liver disease with all the garbage malt liquor beverages that they sell there for the cheap. While they send their kids to college. They send their kids to medical school off of our ailments. Off of us buying their goods to kill us off, to give us disease. They send their kids to medical school. Off of the same things that we end up indulging in. And again, they're the main people providing the market for us. And we become criminals. And they send their kids to law school to keep us in jail. To be either public pretenders, prosecutors, even the defense attorneys. They're like the deals that they make behind the scenes too. It's not as innocent as they want to make it seem, like on the front page of the Gazette. Like oh, they were fighting so hard for, you know, equal rights. They don't care. They get made deals to help better their record. It's not as innocent as everybody wants to make it seem. And as guilty as they want to make us seem, we're not all that guilty either. And our outlash as a people shouldn't be that surprising given the hundreds of years of oppression just in this country alone. Just in the Western Hemisphere alone. Dating back to like the 1400s. And prior to that, we had thriving communities, thriving civilizations without any of their influence directly. Now, I'll say that with a caveat because we were still coming out of captivity and coming out of slavery and coming out of cultures that we had adapted from previous. So we had taken on some of those customs, some of them traditions, and, you know, brought that back with us, which led to some of the confusion in between our peoples then in the practices that we kept. But again, even historians that are unbiased, how would I say it? Not just with unbiased studies, but that got no ties, to nothing. Wouldn't have gained any profit from it, notoriety from it. Just documenting what they had seen and witnessed from the tribes of the North American Indians, from the tribe of Gad, and documenting their practices, their linguistics, and their culture, their customs. To the Seminole Indians, to the Caribbean islands, to the West Indians, to South America. They were able to And again, different parties that were unrelated to each other and such, that were able to document and record the culture of the people that they were observing, contrary to what the conquistadors and what the colonizers had reported against the people. And mind you, they came centuries later. So like some of the first people that came in, like with Christopher Columbus, we weren't a disorganized, savage, group of people that later on, when Plymouth Rock was established, how they had observed us. After we got broke up, after we got, set apart from each other, and they were witnessing some of the wars, some of the internal wars. Prior to that, their experience with us in our culture was very warm and welcoming and inviting and very peaceful, until their greed got into the way and they saw how they could take advantage of us and how cheap of a cargo not only we would make, but the profit that they gain off of it. So it's not as simple as they came over here, saw a dysfunctional people, and had to civilize them. That's the normal narrative that we get from our European colonizers. They say the same thing about Africa too. They say the same thing about Asia too. How it needed their participation to normalize and to civilize, how to civilize the populace in the areas that they touched down. When in reality, they spread all types of venereal diseases, smallpox, the Black Plague over there in Europe. Like all the scum that they were plagued with, they try to bring that over to us. And their practices: not bathing, not showering, domestic abuse and violence, sexual abuse and unaliving, if I'm using those terms correctly now. That's the history that we know from them. So now when they see in the Bible that God hated Esau, and they swear that God don't hate, that there's no hate in the Bible. But when we read certain passages, let me get Hosea. Let me get Hosea 1 and 10. Hosea 1 and 10. And it's going to give you a pretty clear picture as to why the circumstances are the way that they are. Everybody wants to, like again, all these bleeding hearts. Like how could this happen? You got such a loving God, such an omnipotent, like omni-loving, omni-merciful. He's known as the terrible power. He's known for wiping nations off of the face of the earth. But he's also known for his mercy too. Which is why you still got these heathen nations alive today, let alone Israel, for our transgressions against the Most High. They weren't dealt the same hand. But if you look at their influence, if their influence is gonna remain, that's gonna mean the end of human civilization as we know it. They're gonna kill themselves off too, because once they eradicate the rest of the people, the only problem is gonna be each other. And they're going to find a way to destroy that as well. Oh, it's like Obadiah. Obadiah is what I meant. My fault. 1 and 10. Good.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
That's the reason why the Lord is perched up against Esau, man. And I think there's a couple other verses right prior to this that'll give us that hate. I thought that was here. That might be in Hosea then. That what I was thinking about. If I have hated Esau. Jacob have I loved. Esau have I hated. Someone grab that real quick. But it's for thy violence against Jacob. That is synonymous with the tribes, with the progenitor of the tribe of Israel. Thy violence against Jacob. It's not for no light thing. It's not just because they had. It wasn't a little white lie that was told. It was because they had killed all the North Cape buffalo. It's because they had made like over 170 some odd treaties with the tribes of Gad and didn't keep one of them. Murdered them behind their backs, smiling to their face, murdering behind their back. That's that violence against their brother Jacob. Good.
Salaki, sir. That's Romans 9 and 13.
Romans 9 and 13. I know there's another one, but we can get that because I know Romans is going back. So you got the one?
Yeah, Genesis 27 and.
Let me get Genesis first.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing where
all right, so no, that's not the one that I'm looking for. That's a good how would I say it? That's a good example of their behavior towards us. But like without them, like, because they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that they hate us. Like all them devils that we see at camp that say, no, I love black people, I love Hispanic people, I love Native American Indian people. They'll never show it. They'll keep on saying that they love, but they'll never talk about the hate that they got for our people too. In the advancement of our culture and our communities and our thriving environments during the declination of theirs. Kananya?
Salaki, that's so heavy what you bringing out too, Salaki, sir, because that's even to this day. Like they, even in the Constitution, how it's written down is like 1/3 or 1/4 of a human being. That's hatred right there. Like how are we 1/4 of a human being when we jump the highest?
Right.
We got the best rhythm. We got the best foods. All the heathen copy off us. Like that shows that they hate us, but they want to beat us at the same time.
Absolutely. And then that bottom shelf consideration that they give us just for the voting population, just so that the one portion of the country, because again, you got to remember, this was during the time of this was like right before the Civil War between the North and the South. So that was them bickering back and forth between each other on who's going to control power and how you're going to gain and control the power. So the one side wanted it to be like, listen, let's have the slaves make a vote too, but they're only counted as two. All right, so I think in the Constitution it's like 2/3, no, 2/5, 3/5.
Yeah, I think it's like 2/5,
something like that. 3/5 of a man, 3/5 of a man. So you need at least 2 slaves to count for 1 white vote. 1 white civilian vote, you need 2 Negro slaves, 2 Indian slaves, 2 Hispanic slaves to count for 1 vote for their side of it. And because on the South, they had so many more slaves down there, not to say that the North side did not have slaves, because New York was built on slavery too. Now, we're also talking about the 13 colonies. We're not talking about the Midwest yet. We're not talking about Texas yet. We're not talking about California and Oregon yet. We're talking about the 13 colonies, how that was established when these laws were written for those specific circumstances. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, they took these actions against us. So they wrote these bills and these laws against us. We couldn't count as a one solid vote per man, the same way that our oppressors' lowly population would have counted. Like we were counted 3/5 of a Edomite bum, of some Edomite or some devil, some cracker that was sleeping in the gutter, pissing on himself. We was 3/5 of that. We were 3/5 of that. He gets one solid vote. We were 3/5 of that. That's how they got their vote to count for the Confederate and the what's the North Side called? The Union. Am I getting them confused? Either way, white people problems. But that still affects us today. And the same thing that goes back into Rome with the Democrats and the Republicans, the blue and the white, is the same theology that spread over here into the Americas. You still got Democrat, Republican, you still got blue and the red. So the injustices, it's not like everybody wants to tell us to get over it. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. Now you think that just because you go into that voting booth and they throw that little veil behind you that your vote actually counts, you're gonna check that marker, check that box, or hit that one slot, and now you good to go. Like your voice mattered. Hands across America, like everybody counts. We're all equal. Triumph. We did it. You voted a ginger into office. And then after that, you voted some decrepit old man into office. We did it, America. You voted some African into office. We did it. You voted another racist white man into office. We did it. And before that, you voted another racist white man into office. We did it. How many times are we gonna, go over that historical nuance that your vote don't count? It comes down to the electoral college. Even after that, I don't even think it comes down to the local electoral college. It comes down to the people that got money in the game. They're all gambling. These are Edomite politics. And for those that don't know, Esau was the progenitor of the Edomites, who today you could identify as the so-called white race, so-called Caucasians. Because again, they call themselves white. God did not call them white. History does not call them white. Anthropology does not call them white. Historians do not call them white. I mean, except for white historians, of course they call themselves white because that's their party. That's their political party, more or less. But, white is not a race. That's just what they call themselves in difference to black. And they called Native Indians black. They called Hispanics black. So and that wasn't just on the shores of North America either. They did that overseas too. Africans, they didn't call them black. They respected Africans. They knew them by their nations, by their tribes and their cultures. They knew the difference. Africans know the difference too. But real quick, let's get back into Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. We read that. I want to keep going on that. Read 1 and 10 again, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Now, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. From the grace of the Most High, from the mercy of the Most High, shame shall cover thee. Look at what they did. They didn't have to do what they did. They didn't have to. When we were fleeing out of Egypt, and we can get into that story too, to illustrate how farther back it goes. Because it's not just colloquial, or well, no, it's not colloquial, but colonial Americans that had committed these crimes. You got to take it back to the British, Yeah, and before then, you got to take it back to the Romans and to the Greeks, and you got to take that back to uh, uh, Ashkenazis, to the Amalekites, to is that the bird? It's the most I ever seen that nigga shit talk. You can take it back to their family groups. We can walk this all the way back, and we can see how they had dominated certain land masses with the certain people there, taking over their identity and their resources, pin their flag on it, and then just stamp their label on it. You know, hi, my name is Esau, or hi, my name is Spain. Hi, my name is Germany. Hi, my name is France. Hi, my name is Spain. When we look at the biblical roots of it, and they were not called Spaniards. They were not called French. They were, you know, Tarshish and the Ashkenaz and the Amalek and Gomer and Magog. We can look at the biblical historical origins of it, and we can see who they are today. Last Friday we went into the Table of Nations, and tomorrow we're actually going to finish off the last portion of who Japheth was. So again, you've got historical, archaeological, anthropological data that can trace all these people back to the Table of Nations that are described in the Bible, and we can show the same characteristics that were portrayed back then, and how that's pretty much carbon copied and pasted to today. It's the same behavior patterns. It's the same psychological defects. It's the same homicidal mentality that they had back then that they have today. So now, for that violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. That's why when so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians talk about their freedom and liberation and unity amongst each other, that these devils, these oppressors, get all nervous because they think that the same thing is going to happen to them, just as brutal, just as awful and disgusting as they had committed them crimes against us. We're going to do that back to them. I don't want to see no baby in a microwave. I don't want to see that over a bonfire in the backyard. I don't want to see that. I don't want to use no baby as alligator bait. I'm not fishing for alligators. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't want to give nobody smallpox. I don't see how that's beneficial to nobody. For some reason, they did, though. And again, that illustrates thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Everybody wants to talk about how we're all supposed to be brothers. We all bleed red. You know, we all breathe air. We all have, well, can't say all of us, you know, but the majority of us got, 2 eyes and 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, a nose, and, hair. And you'd almost think that we should all be on an equal playing field. They did not take that into consideration, did they? When they had abused and sexually assaulted our people, when they had unalived and I don't know if we can say that necessarily, but when they had dealt in human cargo, they didn't seem to act like not only these records, but like even the Constitution. That was, all men were created equal. I don't think they took that in the heart, because they left us on them slave cargo ships. They left us on them plantations. And if it was up to Abraham Lincoln, who had supposedly abolished slavery, he said flat out, listen, if I could have kept the Union together while keeping the slaves, I'd have done it. Those are his words, who everybody credits with the abolition of slavery. But he said so himself. Listen, if I could have kept the slaves and kept the Union together, I'd have done that. If I had to free the slaves and to keep the Union together, I'd have done that too. He didn't care about us. He just cared about keeping that Union together, because that was the economic power of their portion of America that they were trying to secure for themselves. We got history classes. We got a whole lot of history classes. You can always look back in the time all over YouTube. We got this chronologized. We got backdated history classes from all these different schools, all these different cities, and all these different states that have documented the research that we've done about the history of America and the world to give that unbiased clarity on these personality types and on these behaviors and on these different peoples. So, and again, it's also documented in the Bible. Now, Obadiah, again, a prophet of the Most High, is speaking about this, letting you know why. And actually, we could even go before that too. Actually, let's get to Obadiah chapter. Stay in the same chapter 1.
Good.
We're gonna start at 1-2. Good.
I got a question on that same book.
All right.
Chapter 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out?"
In Obadiah,
Come.
there's no chapter 6.
I mean,
Verses. Oh, verses. Okay.
Chapter 1, verse 6.
Okay.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things shout up? Shout.
Sought. How are his hid things sought up?
Come. What does that mean?
All right, so we would have to start at. Let's just start at Obadiah 1:1. I mean, this is relatively one of the shortest books, I believe. I think Obadiah and Micah. We'll start at Obadiah 1:1.
Come. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God, considering Edom.
Now, this is considering Edom. This is not just some random speculation about flipping the coin on who's this going to land on. Like, is this going to be talking about Ammon? Is this going to be talking about Ishmael? No, this was specifically talking about Edom, and for good reasons. Because again, you'd have to understand and study their history, their historical value, their narrative as well. The way that they paint the picture is very different than how the facts of history would have it audited. But again, the winner gets to kind of choose the narrative that gets portrayed. So, unfortunately, we have to read a lot of their rhetoric without refutation. But no, I can't even say that because again, like the majority of the world over. Okay, I guess you can't say that because you got a whole lot of Edomites out there that would not subscribe to the historical narrative, but you do have a lot of other nations out there: Ammonites, Ishmaelites, Hamites, as well as Israelites that have seen the history and would corroborate the historical findings with actual historical records. It's not just we're not just drawing names out of a hat here. These people are labeled for a reason. Salaki, I don't want to hold you up. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So now again, this is also the world speaking up against these devils. And when it talks about, you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Just like I said, we have heard a rumor from the Lord. Now, the rumor is not, and again, taken into context, a rumor is not just something fantastical or something false that's being whispered into somebody else's ear that's getting passed down. It's getting passed down. but you're hearing the murmurings, the stirring up of nations that got beef with other nations. You're hearing about these wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thee small, Slaki. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
So I mean, we're normally the minority in the countries of the countries that our oppressors occupy, but the records also show how, even though we might be the smallest and the most oppressed in the bottom of the barrel of those environments, we thrive so much more than everybody else could. But the Most High had seen that we are the smallest, or small amongst the heathen, and how hated we are. So, and what's
Slaki.
good?
Small, like in which way? Like in numbers?
In number.
In numbers. So we're smaller than the heathens? Oh, yeah, because it's more than that.
There really is. So, like in America, there's definitely more than them. In South America, like you'd almost look at it like how big South America is too, but there's only those little spots that are populated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as broad as America is.
That's true.
And then even their dominance has spread into Central and South America, and then into North America, and then into Europe, and into Asia, and even into Africa. So they've got North, Central, South America. They've got Europe. They've got Northern Asia. They've got South Africa. They are on, every continent, like deep. They're in Iceland, in Greenland, and which is kind of the oxymoron there. Like, Greenland is supposed to be, Greenland's worse than Iceland, but you still got a population on Greenland. Yeah, in Australia too. Damn, I forgot about that as a continent or as a country. They weren't the original inhabitants there, but the way that they had colonized it and pushed their way into them doors, they got yeah. So Asians are at least amongst them too in America. It's like you good.
The pride.
It's like I also want to tie this into Zephaniah 2:1. Gather together, O nation, not desired. That also fits into Obadiah 1 and 2. It's like you good.
The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
So now this is talking about that arrogant spirit of Esau, that arrogant spirit of Edom. How
Like their military.
not only their military, but their propensity for war, their craft for it, and so like they bear that mark of Cain, and how the Lord had said, whoever kills Cain, times 7 unto him, and then he had, his son or his grandson Lamech, and Lamech was such a prolific murderer or unaliver, I should say, that he was sitting there even looking at it like, listen, like, because of that rep, whoever's gonna kill me, like shit, like 70 fold unto you. So they're taking that arrogance to the next level. They don't think that they can be touched. Good.
Kind of like if we're in the street and we protesting and we kill one of the cops, they're like, all right,
yeah,
watch what happens tomorrow.
And look, yeah, exactly. And look how much more violent they get under those circumstances when they catch one of us. Hey, Shalom. Pass it over to Priest and Officer Zaquan. Slack, clap it up.
Of course. Of course, we just. Yeah, I mean, it's your Bible.
Nah,
If you could. All right, what you left off on?
so we're just going over Obadiah, starting that one, just kind of going through because of the current arrogance of Esau and their mindset over the world.
Okay, Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if I have any questions, I'll take some questions. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna continue. What verse you left off?
3.
3.
Come.
All right, go ahead and start from the beginning of 3.
All right, come. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee.
You know what it's talking about. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. It's talking about your oppressor, man. It's talking about the white Caucasian race, and not only them. This is really talking. It's really talking about all these other nations, because these nations come over here one night and they also oppress you. They come over here and open up businesses, and you know what I'm saying, in your neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying. They don't give no regards to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. Black women are getting beat up in those in those hair stores. Them beauty supply stores.
Yeah.
Black women is getting two-pieced by them Chinese men. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Our brothers, man, the Isupk, man, they getting oppressed. You understand? Arabs is moving in on up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. We just look at what's going on in the community. We can see what's happening. All these other nations is getting over on you. You know what I'm saying? You think they giving us a helping hand?
Right.
Hell no. They ain't giving us no helping hand, man. They oppressing us fully. You understand? They're not. If they got businesses open in the black community, guess what? They should be paying at least 50%. They should be taxed for doing business in a neighborhood that's not their own. You understand? But they get off free, willy-nilly. They take all of our money. They take all of our infrastructure. You understand? And they send their kids to college.
That's right.
They send their kids to college to do what? So their kids can get an education to further oppress you. Open up doctor's offices and you know, in your neighborhoods, man. You understand? But definitely the white man has pride in his heart. You understand? Even though he's going to the Third World War, in the back of his mind, he's like, man, we're going to win it all. We're going to have, America's going to last forever. Well, let me tell you something, man. America is on its last legs.
That's right.
It's only a short matter of time, man, before the Lord just give that signal for our king to come back and cause hell. You understand? We read in the scriptures. The scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing. The scriptures say the day of the Lord is dreadful. The day of the Lord is no laughing matter, man. The day of the Lord is a day of darkness. It's a day of suffering. It's a day of crime. You understand? So, you know, while your oppressor is all high on the pedestal, you understand, running the world thinking that he's hot stuff. Guess what? It's gonna come a day where America's gonna get brought down low. It's a day where, you know, your oppressor is gonna get brought down very low. You understand? And it's coming soon. Keep reading.
Thou dwellest in cliffs.
It says who?
Thou that dwellest in cliffs.
It says thou that dwellest in the cliffs.
Of the rock.
Of the who? Of the
rock.
Of the rocks. You understand? That's where these people come from. You understand? You got all this pride in your heart, but let's not forget that you the very same people that came out of those caves. You understand? Filthy and dirty. You know what I'm saying? You want to know where all the diseases come from? All the diseases came from them. They come on over here and spreading their philosophies and, you know what I'm saying, spreading all types of illnesses and, you know, bugs, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Let's not forget that y'all people came out of the caves of the Caucasus Mountains over there in Georgia, Russia. You understand? Let's not forget, you got all this pride, but let's not forget where your people come from. I mean, come on. I mean, you can only imagine all the filthy things that went on in those caves. You can only imagine. All right? Keep going.
Whose habitation is high.
Whose habitation is high. you know they like to build very high, tall structures. They like to build skyscrapers. They like to sit at the top. You understand? They like living in very high places. You understand? That's from the mountains, from the caves, from the mountains.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Those Caucasus Mountains are very high, tall mountains. You understand? They like living in elevated areas, high areas, which is why you see why they build. You go to downtown, guess where all those white people living? They're living in the skyscraper buildings. They live in the buildings that's very tall because that's what they like to do. They like to live in the very high places. Keep going.
That saith in his heart,
Mm-hmm.
who shall bring me down to the ground?
Man, that's what they say in their mind. In their mind and in their heart, because your heart is your mind according to the Bible. You understand? Who shall bring me down? You understand? This is what they think to themselves, man. Right now, they established America. They established a powerful military, and guess what? And to themselves, they think, who can defeat me? You understand? They run the world. You know what I'm saying? Their currency, the dollar currency, runs the world. You understand? I mean, in their mind, they're like, man, who can beat me? Well, like I said before, man, it's gonna come a day where you're gonna get brought down all the way to the ground. You're gonna feel like you're gonna get to know how it feels to be at a very low state. You understand? Keep going.
Do thou
Exalt.
exalt thyself as the eagle.
Isn't it their symbol?
That's right.
Their symbol is the eagle. You understand? But before their symbol was the eagle, their symbol was the snake. You understand? You see how the Lord works? Their symbol was the snake at first, and then now they switched it to the eagle. But you know what I'm saying? That's their symbol. They put it on back of the dollar bill. They put it back on the back of the quarter. You understand? Why they have the image of an eagle? Because that represents, in their mind, of being, you know, because the eagle is like the top predator.
Right.
You understand? The top predator, you know what I'm saying, in the skies. They like to be high. You understand? And guess what they do? They attack. Eagles are predatory creatures.
That's right.
They attack all the little guys that's underneath them. You understand? The only way an eagle gets beaten if it's an even bigger predator that flies above it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the eagle's high. Go ahead.
I would say the owl. The owl.
The owl.
Yeah, the owl takes down the
The
eagle.
owl could be the
Or,
eagle.
What's it called? There's a bird called is it
Harpy eagle.
Yeah.
Harpy eagle.
Yeah.
But shit, that's the same thing. The same category. Eagle. Go ahead.
Like you were just saying, Slovakia, they symbol was a snake before. It's
Yeah.
still on emblems. It's still a snake, like wrapped around like.
Yeah.
They have
stuff
those.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slovakia. They be having those flags in front of their houses.
Yep.
Or it's that yellow one, right? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, look, the white race know exactly who they are.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? They know exactly. They put the symbols right in front of you. You understand? They know exactly, you know, how to oppress the children of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? How? They read the records and they doing exactly what the Egyptians did back in the past. You understand? To oppress us, and they doing it today. You understand? I mean, come on. They know exactly. You know what I'm saying? But look, it just that's how the cookie gotta crumble. This is how it gotta play out. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that this is the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? Everything revolves on the will of the Lord, not on the will of man. You know what I'm saying? So while they sitting there thinking that, you know what I'm saying, they're in a very high position, that they're never going to crumble, America's going to last forever, America is going to be nothing but
That's right.
dust.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We see World War III here. Go ahead.
I would say, like, even with the currency, it's already going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got this thing called BRICS.
Yep.
They're trying to literally cripple America.
Yep. Right now, the American dollar, like you said, is going down. I believe, you know what I'm saying, it's countries that's coming together. I believe Russia, China, Mexico, and I believe Africa they're coming together to form a new currency called BRICS. You understand? And this BRICS is supposed to be the currency that's going to topple the dollar bill. So, but at the end of the day, all of that won't matter. You know what I'm saying? All of that won't matter after the Lord gets done with all of this. All right? Keep going.
Thou through set, and through thou set thy nest among the stars.
Yep, that's what they do. They set their nest among the stars. Ain't that what an eagle do? An eagle builds his nest at the highest elevations. Why? Because they understand being a predator. They understand in order to be a predator, you gotta protect, yourself. You know what I'm saying? Which is why how many of y'all have ever seen an eagle's nest? I've never seen an eagle's nest like up close, like you know what I'm saying? The only way you'll be able to see one is if you're climbing like cliffs or if you're doing like mountain hikes or whatnot. You'll see the eagle's nest all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because birds usually don't fly at a very high altitude. Even most predatory birds don't fly at an altitude that eagles do. Eagles fly high enough where it can look on everybody else and nobody can look on it. You see what I'm saying? The only predator I know that could beat the eagle is man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Not too many animals could beat an eagle. You know what I'm saying? Eagles are ferocious creatures, just like the white man. The scriptures say, so like I think when Paul yells at the door. So like,
You want to get there?
if you could, that's why he called him. You understand? Yeah. So, which is why your oppressor uses the eagle as a symbol. Why? Because all the characteristics of an eagle, your oppressor, use that as his characteristics.
Right.
All right. And they also set the habitations like the scripture said on high, nest among the stars, which is why they took a rocket to the moon.
Yep.
They took a rocket to the moon because in their heart they feel like they want to be God. They feel like they want to be like the Most High. They want to sit at a very high place. Go ahead.
It's like is the moon inside the firmament?
Is the moon inside the firmament?
Or is it out?
You know what I'm saying? It's believed that the moon is still inside the firmament. But don't quote me on that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back to you on that. All right? That's an excellent question. So keep reading. Hey, what's going on?
Twins.
Uh,
Stars exist. Twins.
what? Verse 5?
4.
No, 4. Thence. Yeah, thence.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
The Lord said, "I will bring you down." You understand? Just like the eagle, you know what I'm saying, thinks that it has no one can beat him. That's exactly the mindset of your oppressor. The oppressor thinks no one can beat me. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, "I will bring you down." It's going to take for the Lord to come get us up out of captivity, man. You understand? The scripture back in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, it says, "No man shall buy you." What that means? That means no man will come to redeem you out of this captivity. You understand? We tried everything. You know what I'm saying? We tried Islam. You know what I'm saying? We tried Christianity. We tried Egyptology. We tried Marcus Garvey. We tried everything. Go ahead.
But we didn't try the Most High.
That's the only thing we didn't try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's funny how blacks, Hispanics, and natives want to try everything else, but the only thing that works. You understand? I know this works for a fact. You understand? Because it got me off drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about myself personally, but it got me off drugs. It got me, off, you know what I'm saying, sinning against the Lord. Everything else will turn you into a hypocrite. This is the only place I know, you know what I'm saying, where you can't be no hypocrite in here. You got to stand on what you teach. Not like the Christian church. The Christian church teach you to be everything opposite of what the Bible wants you to be,
Right.
or what the Lord wants you to be. You understand? Go ahead.
If these
if thieves
If thieves came to see us, like if
came to
thieves
thee.
came to thee,
Mm-hmm.
if robbers by the night,
Uh-huh.
how are they cut off?
Right.
What does that mean, other one?
Keep going.
Would they have Would they have not have stolen till they had enough?
Right. It's saying if thieves came to thee, robbers if robbers by night, you know what I'm saying? How art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? It's asking you a question. You know what I'm saying? The question is, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, these are robbers, thieves or whatever, they're the same thing. They come in to steal. Thieves steal, robbers steal. Okay? This question is, if robbers by night, if these robbers come by night, these thieves come by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? It's saying these robbers or whatnot, they're going to steal. You know what I'm saying? What's stopping them from not stealing? You know what I'm saying? These robbers or thieves, are they going to keep? They're going to keep stealing until, you know what I'm saying? Are they going to slay? It's like, okay, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Go ahead.
It's like I was gonna say, you know how the Cortezes, they came to Mexico,
Right.
they start stealing all this gold,
Right.
and then they're trying to run in the middle of the night, and the Aztec, we have watchers, and so we sent the Aztecs to go chase them down.
Right.
These heathens were running, trying to jump on the watch, and they actually sunk all the way down to the ground because of all that gold.
Because all that gold.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the question is asking, you know what I'm saying, what's stopping a robber from stealing? The only way he's going to stop is if he had enough. That's the question. The question is, the answer is no. They're going to keep stealing. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep reading. Let's read and see what the answer is. Keep going.
If the grape gatherer,
Yep, gatherers. Uh-huh.
came to thee,
Right.
would they not leave some grapes?
Right. You know what I'm saying? These are questions that it's asking. All right? Keep going. We're going to read verse 6.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things? Is that salt?
Yeah, salt. Yeah, salt.
Up.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Okay, so the questions that are asked earlier in verse 5 and in verse 5 about the thieves and the robbers, these are all qualities that it's talking about. It's talking about Esau. You know what I'm saying? It's comparing him to a robber. It's comparing him to a thief. All right? And it's also asked another question. If the grape gatherers, these are people that comes to pick the grapes, came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Would Esau leave grapes? No. You know what I'm saying? Well, if it says back in 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Meaning what's going to cut them off from stealing from you? Nothing. You understand? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just that.
That's basically it. Because you gotta understand, we dealing with Esau. Esau, he's the thief, he's the murderer. You understand? He don't care about nothing. It's asking at the end of verse 5, if the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? You understand? Like an honest, like a very real person will at least leave grapes for, you know what I'm saying? Just like the scripture says. The scripture says if you're planting a field, you know what I'm saying, don't clean the whole field. You know what I'm saying? Leave some for the poor. Your oppressor won't even do that. He's going to take all the grapes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the Lord wants you to leave some for the poor, but your oppressor, which is, we know that the Bible is comparing him to a thief and a robber, he ain't gonna leave no grapes. Go ahead.
If I could too, even to this day, they have these big corporations in the jungles, having us dig up all the gold, and leaving us with nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go into other countries that don't belong to them. You understand? And they're gonna pay the people minimum wage. They're gonna pay them what? Pennies on a dollar to dig up the gold, dig up the silver, dig up the precious jewels, dig up the minerals. You know what I'm saying? They dig up everything and pay. You know what I'm saying? Like these riches supposed to be for the people of that land. But you know, guess what? The corporations, the white people, they're gonna gobble them up until there's none left. You want to know why these other countries went out? They mad at the U.S. because of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Ask some Africans. Them Africans went down there into those gold mines and ate everything up, and they living in poverty. You understand? Ask, you know, like you just said, man. Ask the. You said who? What you say earlier about the the conquistadors, man. They took all the gold. You said their ship sunk because it was so much gold that they stole.
They sunk too. Like they were like putting things in their pockets trying to run in the middle of the night, and they knew that the acids were chasing them down. Yeah. So some of them get thrown in the water and end up sinking down to the ground.
They little robbers, man. Yeah. What the scripture say? Robbers and thieves by night.
And then they came back with more men.
You see?
It was called the Noche Triste. It was a sad night.
Right.
Because we came back and slaughtered most of them. So they left, and then they came back with more men.
It's just like Esau, man. Number of greedy bastards, man.
That's right.
Greedy, selfish bastards. You understand? Keep going.
How are the things of Esau? Oh, yeah.
No. Go ahead. Continue reading that.
Esau search out. How are his hidden things sought up?
Yep. So now it's asking another question. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? It's asking the question. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? He hides everything. Just like right now. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Only recently the truth, you know what I'm saying, came out like in mass exposure. You know what I'm saying? That the Israelites is black. You know what I'm saying? For damn near 350 or damn near 400 years, we all knew that Jesus Christ was a white man.
Right.
That's right.
You understand? We knew Christianity was the one religion that we had to go through. You know what I'm saying? We all knew that if we had to be good slaves to get into heaven. You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad slave, you're going into hell. You understand? Only recently we learned that all of that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? So how did those things get searched up? How did those hidden things come up? It came up because of the work that the men in the ISUPK did since 1969. You know what I'm saying? Even that was coming a little bit forward. Go ahead.
I was gonna say too, like we have other nations still like digging up temples and finding our records and books and stuff like that. And I believe they're taking all that to the Vatican.
Yeah.
Hiding all this stuff. Anything that has to do with Hebrew or proving who these people are, you know, they're hiding that from them.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they're doing. The scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, that the earth shall help the woman. You understand? The earth is bringing out all the archaeology. You understand? That's proving who we are according to the Bible. You understand? But guess what? What Esau do? He covers that up. He hides it. You understand? They found Noah's Ark. You think that's like on mass news, like Noah's Ark? No, they hide that too. Everything they find on the earth, they hide it. You understand? They don't tell you. But guess what? You go to the Middle East one night, you're gonna find them art. You're gonna find the things that's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can find the rock that the Lord had Moses to split that flow with water. You can find that rock now over there in the Middle East. Go ahead.
Constantly, I mean, even in Israel, they're digging up coins that say David and not the Syrian language, but the ancient Hebrew.
Yeah.
They're still digging stuff up.
You see, it's so much artifacts and it's so much archaeology. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, items and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's like had the oppressor covering up, man. It's just so much. Eventually, all that's going to spill over. Now we finding out, you know what I'm saying, that like you said before, they hide most of that in the Vatican. All of our gold from the temples that when we was under siege back in 70 AD, and we had to fled into Africa. All of our gold, silver, it's all in there. You know what I'm saying? All of our precious artifacts is in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you absolutely right about that. Keep going.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right. Okay. Let's. Okay. Of course, you know y'all can read up on this yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is talking about, you know what I'm saying, the judgment for your oppressor, man. The judgment for the things that they done. That's all it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Obadiah is a powerful scripture, man. It's showing the judgment, it's showing right here that the Lord is angry. All right? Go ahead.
It's like what tribe is Obadiah?
What tribe is Obadiah from? Shit. That's a good question, man. Shit. Let me get back to you on that. What tribe he's from? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can see that.
And I got another question too.
Go ahead.
Is Slacky, is Obadiah, is it prophesying things, or is it something that he's talking about current situations?
Hold on real fast. You talk about Obadiah?
Mm-hmm.
You say is Obadiah prophesizing
Yeah.
about what?
Is he like is he having visions and he's writing these stuff down, or he's seeing it and then writing it down?
Yeah, these are visions.
These are visions.
You know it's a vision because you can go to Obadiah 101, and it says the vision of Obadiah. So these are visions that the Lord is giving them. All right.
So I got another question.
Go ahead.
And then so when these priests have visions, they were getting them during their sleep. Is that right?
Usually, they would get them like during the sleep. Like some prophets had them wide awake. You know what I'm saying?
Just zone out and boom.
Well, it's just like how you would have a vision today. You'll be sleeping, you dream about something. You know what I'm saying? You wake up and you just like, you know, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like in your spirit, you felt like it was something that you need to ask a priest about. You know what I'm saying? Which is why in the UPK, you know what I'm saying, we got men, you know what I'm saying? If it's a dream that came from the Lord or whatnot, or a vision, then you would ask the priest, and then the priest will tell you if it's something or if it's nothing.
Right, come.
Go ahead.
Kind of like deja vu, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I had deja vu that I was here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was kind of tripping for a second.
I mean, yeah, you'll have those moments. I don't necessarily want to say those are visions, but you know what I'm saying. Like I understand what you mean. You have a dream about something that's going to happen, and it's like you plan it out. in real life, like like it happened.
Right, like fulfilling my prophecy, my own prophecy.
It,
Like I saw a vision, and boom, already here, and I had a deja vu.
yeah, I mean, if you could word it like that, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, you had a question?
Could you break down Joel 3 and verse 1?
Job,
Joel.
Joel 3:1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sure, if I may.
go ahead.
Just addressing the deja vu thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've had deja vu that I went to, an arcade before. That don't mean I was prophesied to go to that arcade. A lot of times it's just our interactions with the world that give us familiarity in environments. Akin to like daydreaming in a sense, but it's not. It's really nothing to look back deep into. It's like I'm fulfilling a prophecy. Like this was told aforetime that I was in this basement before. You've been here in this basement before. Like you didn't get this premonition prior to coming to this basement. You ended up getting that deja vu after you've already been here.
Right.
So it's not that crazy, but it's pretty funky.
Like most of the time, we think that when we have a dream about something, we think that it's like, especially Christians, we think that like, oh, it's God talking to me. Right. No, it's just a dream. You know what I'm saying? It's just something, like I said, if it's something that you think that it's a vision that came from the Lord, then you will go ask the priest, and the priest will tell you. They'll tell you yay or nay. Go ahead. Oh, hold on. The sister you said you had a Joel 3:1 and verse 2. All right, let's get that. Joel 3, chapter 3, verse 1.
Joel?
Yep, Joel 3:1. Kanay, go ahead and read. Let's get Kanay to read.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For, behold, in those days
right,
and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right. Well, what is that talking about? It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, this is a prophecy, that was told way back then, and it's being fulfilled today. It says, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. What is that talking about? I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Judah and Jerusalem, meaning the other 9.5 tribes go come together again in the last days.
You're on to it. You're on to it. Go ahead.
Do they mean we're gonna go back into slavery?
No, that's not what it's talking about. Go ahead.
So like you mean like in the future you're gonna be in captivity again? Meaning this future that we hear in captivity, not like again in the future.
Okay, well I think you was onto it, Diana. Y'all onto it. You know what I'm saying? This is a prophecy that happened back in the days that we was going to go into captivity again, and this is the captivity that is talking about that we in now, that we're serving again. So yeah, y'all correct. Am I right? Go ahead.
And he said, and again, the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's talking about.
Yeah.
So like IR, if you could go, can you go get the door real fast? So yeah, that's exactly what it's talking about. Go ahead.
If I may, just to ask, I guess, a clarifying question. During that time of the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, we're gonna watch the other gathering of the nations coming into that coming into that like valley of Jehoshaphat, that kind of judgment, that I don't want to be too like Christian about the shit, but it's like when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations. So like while we're going through this, we're also going to see all this going on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to verse 2.
Also like
We stay on verse 1. So like,
So
go ahead.
basically, that he's bringing us back into. We are back into captivity
Yeah,
now.
this is back then when it was talking about when the Lord said, "When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," it was talking about the captivity we're in today. We're serving that captivity now.
So Judah and Jerusalem.
It's talking about the Israelites, Judah and Jerusalem. It's talking about everybody in the 12 tribes. It's talking about everybody.
Jerusalem is the part of the 12 tribes.
Jerusalem is the, you know what I'm saying. We know it's not talking about the land because the land is desolate. It's just talking about the people. Go ahead, verse 2.
Verse 2. And I will also gather all nations
Mm-hmm.
and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat
Right.
and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Okay, the Lord said he's going to gather all nations together. You know what I'm saying? He's going to gather all nations. Mainly, he's going to gather all their military might. And what their military is going to do is that they're going to, the Lord said he'll bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's over there in the Middle East. So, you know what I'm saying? These all of our nations are oppressor, and all these other nations, their military is going to be fighting it out over there in the Middle East. That's what we're seeing right now today. You know, they're going to be fighting it over there in the Middle East. And then the Lord said, and will plead with them there for my people. Is the Lord, go ahead.
So like you said, the valley of Jehoshaphat is up in the Middle East.
Yes, in the Middle East, yeah. It's in the it says, and will plead for them there for my people. Now let me ask you a question. Is the Lord actually pleading? No. Go ahead.
No.
The Lord is not, he's not pleading. He's not asking, please let my people go. He's not asking them that. He's being sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't got to plead with nobody. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is just about action. All right? That's it. The Lord is about action. Go ahead, keep reading.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
For they did what?
Whom they have scattered among the nations
Mm-hmm.
and parted my land.
See, that's exactly what these other nations did. They scattered his people, blacks, Hispanics, and natives. We're all scattered on the four corners of the earth. You understand? All through the transatlantic slave trade. You know what I'm saying? We all got scattered. You understand? And it says, and part of my land. Wait, that's what they fighting over there right now. They fighting over there for a land, first of all, that none of them belongs to. They fight over a land that they all got together, you know what I'm saying, and they put the people into slavery. And then right now they fighting over a land, just like the Lord predicted. Not predicted, but that's as the Lord foretold. You understand? That they fighting over a land that they parted by putting a nation of people into slavery, into captivity. Answer your question. All right, here we go. This is Captain DeBarmouth of Milwaukee. Clap it up.
Hey, shalom. So where was we at, y'all?
So like I said, we just got done breaking down. Diana had a question in Joel chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. And we just finished breaking it.
Yeah, I heard about the devil that just shot 50 people in Maine, right? You can look forward to more of that. You're looking at a conflict, brother, that's about to spill over into America. And of course, our people are comfortable still in America. We still sleep. Revelation chapter 18. You understand? We still sleep. We won't wake up. Why? Don't know. But there's some things about to happen in here, brother, that's about to it'll wake a Snorlax up.
Right.
It's gonna be what's happening is gonna be so loud. You understand?
Right.
Let me get 4. Actually, shoot, start from verse 1. Go ahead.
Revelation 18:1.
Yes, please.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel came down from heaven, having great power,
Mm-hmm.
and the earth was lightened with his glory.
What do y'all think that's talking about? Go ahead. Yeah.
Is talking about it's talking about he's Christ. It's talking about Christ.
No. Kananya?
Salaki, is it talking about how bright his glory was, so it lit up the earth when he came down?
Who is he?
The angel.
No. Yes, but no. Go ahead.
It's like I'm gonna say something similar to what Kananya had said as far as the angel, but like that war to come and the military might that's just gonna be like captivating and blinding to all the people. It's gonna draw that attention. It's gonna be noticeable. It ain't gonna be no slight thing. And the earth was lighted with his glory.
Yes. Yes, that's more on to it. It's like that flash from thermonuclear warfare. You understand? It's like that flash that the earth is lightened, is lit up. Like what's a good phrase that people use today? I'm gonna light you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever heard somebody say that? Oh, I'm gonna come light this up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. It's in the spirit of warfare for sure. Why? How do we know? Because this is about to bring on something that we love to say, man. Especially if you're a Hebrew Academy graduate. You understand? What follows this? When we see this kind of stuff, when we see this, the earth being lit up, you know what I'm saying? We start seeing bombs dropping, and when I say nuclear bombs, maybe not that glittering sword yet. But remember them explosions, man, that was happening overseas. Remember them explosions? And they'd be like, oh, this was just a factory that blew up. But when you saw it, it looked like a nuclear explosion. Like, we don't know what a nuclear explosion looks like. We started seeing those things. We started seeing the earth go into war. And we started saying what? Read the next verse, please.
Oh, am I reading the other one?
Whoever's got it, please.
I was hearing somebody else read.
Nah. It's all right, bro. Go ahead.
It's like, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen.
Say that again.
Babylon, the great is fallen.
Now, of course, we're not talking about the Babylon of Assyria, are we? What are we talking about?
America.
That's what we're talking about. That's no sweat. That country that's been set up like Babylon. What is Babylon known for? Babylon was known for confusion. It was known for a melting pot of all different type of races of people, different stocks of people. You see what I'm saying? Coming together as, I want to say a rainbow coalition, but as a melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Different ideologies, different beliefs, different backgrounds. People smell different. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring that out. All right, because if you ever been in an Uber with a with a Hamite, you understand what I mean when I say they smell different. You understand? Different speeches, just different language. Even when they speak English, they still speak a different language than us. You see what I'm saying? Different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Different sensitivity. There's a certain selfishness that comes with the confusion of making every nation live together, because every nation coming together thinks that their story is greater than yours. And we've been that people that have been so peaceable to all these other heathen that come around about us. We care about their plight. We cared about how many people were unalived by Nazi Germany, and being put in those in the situation of concentration camps, and unalived with chemical warfare. We care about that as a people, as a race. We care about that. They want us to also care about what's happening in Palestine right now, because I do in the land of Israel right now with these different races of people that are unaliving each other. They have a remnant that live here in the United States. So I guess we think politically we're supposed to be on their side, like Amari Stoudemire. He wanted us to care about. Like, he didn't even want you to go over there and give aid. He just want your love to go towards the situation that's going on over there. Yet nobody has ever shown us love. Ever. We've been here for so long, Kananya, fighting in the Revolutionary War. We fought in the Civil War. We fought in the war, the Cold War. We fight in every war that happens. We fight it to show America that, man, there's nobody more American than us. It's like that. It's like the Stockholm syndrome. You understand? It's like we come over here knowing that we're chattel, knowing that we're in slavery, knowing that they stole Mexico from our brothers, knowing that they stole the Caribbean islands, knowing that they've sexually abused our people and pillaged our villages, stole our identity, took our language, and they did it. And then yet we still want to be the ones that protect this place, as if protecting this place doesn't mean that we stay here longer. But we still did it. You understand? And we suffer that oppression all the time. And really, I don't give a damn how Christian you are. Really deep down in your soul, you know that you need justice. That's why Christians march.
Right.
You understand? That's why they march and picket and no justice, no peace. And if you don't, even these corporations got people, losing out on money, man. You know what I mean? Like, they'll fire you. You got to go on strike. They're paying you below wage that you think that you should be paid to do a job that really should be paying you $35 an hour. But yet, because these corporations honestly should be paying at least $80 an hour. You know how much money they making? Just your average little FedEx. You know how much money FedEx makes? Just, okay, how about Tostitos? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, like, the people that sponsor the Rose Bowl and sponsor, like, Geico and give me something else. State Farm, go ahead.
The basketball game, the football game.
Yes, they everywhere sponsoring sports games, but they never sponsor you. They never sponsor you. You understand? That's why when you see Babylon the Great has fallen, that's going to speak volumes to your soul. You understand? In your mind, when you see world wars and rumors of wars and the earth lightening up and stuff like that, you know that warfare, that conflict, in your soul, you can feel that, man, we at the end. You know what I'm saying? Well, we at the end, man. This is the Third World War. Man, we at the end. And you can give the Lord his praise for that. You understand? Because it took, in your mind, it took forever. But to the Lord, it's just like an hour it's passed by.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Read on.
And is become the habitation of the devil.
Oh yeah, no, that's not what it said. Read what you see.
habitation of devils. No, habitation
Yeah, but you
of devils.
you added another word. You said habitations of the devils. Read it again.
And it's become the habitation of devils.
Meaning what?
Liars.
Yes, liars. Did you ZQ? You already brought the scripture out, didn't you?
But what?
This scripture right here, Revelation 18.
But lies, right?
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds like he did, but let's go. It says habitation of devils. What does that mean? Go ahead, Rapayala.
Um, meaning, devils, liars. But
You ain't lying, but go ahead.
um,
Break it down a little bit more.
I wanna, never mind.
All right, no sweat. So now y'all come with sis.
Meaning they control everything. They control the narrative. They control what you see, even if it's like you said, even if it's a lie, they can portray it as the truth, but it can be a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So they, like you said too, confusion.
Mm-hmm.
They portray confusion. You know, it's the they portray it
Right.
as the truth, but even though it's confusing or a lie.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that too. Sis, you wanted to say something?
I was gonna say they made this their home, they place like they made it like the inhabitants of their land.
Yes, true. Yes. All of y'all are correct. All of y'all are correct, and those are great angles to look at it from because the word devils just means lies. All right. And habitation means this is where they this is the home of lies. Like America is built on being the home of lies. There's a mysticism behind America. First they say Columbus discovered America. That's a no, you're right. I wanted to hear y'all say it. So Columbus discovering America is a
Lie.
God loves everybody is a
Lie.
Jesus Christ is white is a
Lie.
Gray aliens is a
Lie.
LGBT lifestyle being a lifestyle is a
Lie.
what else we got? The money that you raise, the taxes in America goes to you is a
Lie.
we the people created equal. What's the what you call it? What they say? They said okay, yeah, we the people. All right, we the people is a
Lie.
because obviously you're not the people of America. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ born a guy is a lie.
Yes, that's a lie. Go ahead.
We shall all come together.
That's a lie. All right, we understand. All right, so this is the place where a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man. They can marry each other. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The transatlantic slave trade is now being called the transatlantic migration. That is a
Lie.
so you're starting to see that this is the home where lies can live and dwell. Hell, every man, all men are created equal. And the Constitution is a
Lie.
because in the same Constitution, they say you're 3/5 a man. You understand? So, go ahead.
That there is now 4 extra genders when you was only originally taught 2.
That is a
Lie.
all right. Not only that we was taught to, you can wake up and look and see that there's only male and there's only female. I mean, you might have an hermaphrodite, you know what I'm saying, here or there. That's an anomaly, but you know what I mean? It's crazy. So yes, this is that place that became a place where imagine lies are wandering and they're homeless, right? And they're looking for a place to live. And then they found this place. Your land is my land too. That's what they said when they came over here. You understand? And then they found it, brother. They found it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It's like I said, with that song, when they forced the kids to sing it.
Right. I mean, in the school. Your land is my land too.
Yeah. Diabolical.
That's crazy, right?
Diabolical.
I mean, come on. What they teaching you in school in history is a
Lie.
So then, this is where that lie was like, ooh, that's a nice place to settle down. I'm finna, man, kick my feet up, make me a pot of stew. You know what I'm saying? And get to killing get to unaliving and pillaging. Go ahead.
So like I said one more. I pledge allegiance.
Oh my goodness. I pledge allegiance to a flag that'll allow you to be a lesson. I can't say that. I can't say that on the thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's America.
Right.
That's Babylon. That's what Babylon was back then. You see what I'm saying? They allowed all these different false gods to live together and coexist together, knowing that this is going to cause tension between races. You understand? Like, who don't believe that their God is the best God? The East Indians got a god that's a monkey, stands up like this, and then got his penis out. And they come and rub the head of the penis, put their head on the head of the penis. I'm not making this up, brother. I'm not making it up. So I can, and I can imagine what they doing to real monkeys over there in East India.
Right.
If you'll rub statues, go ahead, sis.
Now we know what that dot is for on the middle of their forehead.
There go the dot right there. That is like when a laser, like a laser aims at something and then something shoots out and hits that target. That's the target for the monkeys.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But you let them tell it. That's the most powerful God, brother. And listen, you go home on your spare time, look up the East Indian gods. You'll find the names out of them. You understand? Then you got the Africans over here. Africans over here, they believe in gods too. You know, the same kind of gods where they got their a penis pointed at another man's butt. You understand? That's for real. I'm not making this up. Then you got white Jesus. That's the chief deity of everything in America, white Jesus. He is the epitome of confusion and lies. Even himself, Cedric Borgia, he was a unaliver of his own brother. You understand? He had sex with his sister Lucretia. You understand? He was a bastard son. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he wasn't the ideal son, you wouldn't think. But for the Borgia crime family, he was. You see what I'm saying? And he was LGBT with the same man that painted his likeness. No, thank you. So all these people in one place claiming that they are the master race. You understand? These people claim that they're the master race, yet they supposed to hold hands together and sing songs together. In their heart, you know what they thinking? I can't wait for a way to annihilate you. Yes, I'll take one of those. China's over here in America. There's a Chinatown. Damn near every major metropolis that you can find, there's a Chinatown.
Right.
And they're not over here voting. They're not over here hoping that America stays afloat. They take the money that they get from you Negroes and Hispanics and Native Indians, and they take that and send it back to China. There's a mass thing happening right now where in China they're making replicas of every damn thing and selling it for cheap. They're undercutting the market. You understand? Why go buy a Rolex for $10,000 when a Chinaman will sell it to you for $200? It's a replica, but they are the ones who make them anyway.
Right.
Why go buy an Apple Watch when China makes a Apple Watch too? Works just as good. You understand? You can buy one of those for $10, $20. Works good. Compatible with iPhones. Great. Want to know how I know? because that's all that floods the internet now. The market that China is trying to undercut in America. They are competitors with America. So the idea of a melting pot is stupid. And America is just like Rome, just like Babylon. Babylon didn't think it was going to fall. But you know how Babylon fell? The inhabitants thereof. Confusion. America's going to do the same thing. You wanted to say something?
It's like just kind of build up on what you were saying, because even in that time too in Babylon, they did also mention how the world was filled with violence.
Yes.
Not just that confusion, but that violence, and how you were saying how like the competitors, it's gonna breed violence, that whole melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna breed conflict and friction.
And that's all it does. You can't have two strong-willed people in the same room who don't concede one to the other.
Right.
If you have people clashing with each other in a room, that's like America's the room, and then all of us represent a different country, and we all think that our system of life is the way to live because it works for me. So if it works for me, it's gonna work for you. It's gonna work for you and you and you and you, and we're gonna clash and bump heads in here. Eventually, somebody's gonna disrespect somebody in here, and then somebody gonna want to fight in here. But then somebody gonna have an ally in here. You understand? Like you back there, hey man, you tell IR. Anybody in here try to jump you, I could fight really good. Anybody in here try to get on your case, man, handle that, man. Don't let nobody talk crazy to you. And if anybody jump you, trust me, I'm ready to jump in with you. That's the atmosphere of the world today. You would represent Russia. You would represent give me a country, Mexico, right? Represent Mexico. There's America right next to you. You understand? Y'all clashing with each other. I'm trying to make the world conflict seem easier to understand. You're America. You're Mexico. And then if you're America, then you're Israel. You understand? You're Australia. You understand? I'm oh my God. I'm Africa. He's Russia. You understand? And China is somewhere in there. And if you two get into it, you understand, over your partner being Israel, your partner being Israel, you're getting into it with his partner. You know what I'm saying? His partner is the people who back Palestine. So after a while, it's just like two crews getting together. All right, hey, look, man, y'all gonna be a one-on-one. Anybody ever been in that type of situation? Hey man, two crews come together. Hell, 3-4 crews come together. All right, no, it's gonna be one-on-ones. But everybody seeing them fight are anxious to jump in. And then it only takes that one fool to come over there and try to break it up. Once the dude come try to break it up, that's a cue for everybody to try to come break it up. And the confusion in everybody trying to come break it up is going to lead to a brawl. Before you have it, now you got a all-out brawl. That's where we at today in America. That's where we're at today in life. And then we're the ones who want to get in the conflict, but we can't even get in the conflict because we're watching it on TV. We're watching all these other nations squabble, and we're out of the race. We're not even worrying about that. Instead, we're worrying about Sexy Red. We're worrying about Drake and his sissified, hair clips. You know what I'm saying? We worried about Amari Stoudemire. We're worried about, give me more, man. Jada Pinkett Smith Alcina. That's crazy. We're worrying about that kind of stuff. Gossip. That's what we're worried about. Gossip. What's the new tea? The majority of these people don't even drink tea. I'm just helping you understand. They don't know what tea is. Tell them to name a tea that ain't peppermint tea. They don't even know. Lipton. Sorry, that ain't Lipton's iced tea or something like that. These people don't know nothing, man. And these people are our people. And we out of the fight, bro. We're out of the fight. Go ahead. Read on.
In the hold, Salakia, in the hold of every full spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Every foul spirit. Read that again, please.
Hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean, hateful bird.
What is that about? Can somebody break that down?
It's like where you at?
Revelation 18 and 2.
2. Go ahead.
It means every tribe that's not from us.
No. Go ahead.
You talking about there's all types of how to say it, abominations and filth from all the different manners of life, all the different kinds of people coming together.
You're on it. You are on it. You are there. Go ahead.
Is this when it talks about bird? Is it talking about because you know the bird represents Esau?
No. Go ahead.
It's like so it's correct me if I'm wrong. It says in the hold of every foul spirit. Like I know a hold would be like a kingdom or something like or whatever, not kingdom, but like a maybe like a certain area, like something like an area almost like a kingdom or whatnot. So it's like a kingdom of every abomination. It's like what the brother said, like abomination, like everything that goes on. Like in America, you got like homosexuality, you got bestiality, you got everything that's like an evil spirit. You know what I'm saying? Is inside this kingdom or whatever.
Yes.
And
yes, I'll take that. That's closest that I think I'm gonna get. Go ahead.
I think that may have been a better way to put it than what I was about to say, because how you would say like in the hold of, in the cage of, so not just to say every like all those unclean spirits that we would inhabit and act out as a people.
Yes, that's right. So those foul spirits are philosophies. Those are the things that make you want to kill your brother over money. That's a foul spirit. Those are the things that make you want to have sex with your brother's wife. Those are foul spirits. They make you want to do all the things that we stupidly do. Unalive your brother. Excuse me. These are the things that make us want to do the foul things that we do. Right? America has been a cage for that. All unclean spirits and all the lies and all the demonic entities, you know what I'm saying? Meaning all the things the stupid things and foul things and unclean things that enter into your brain over what? The love of money, over the love of women, over the love of vanity, over pride. You understand? Like pride is a thing that destroys everybody. And pride comes in different type of shapes. And those birds, these foul birds, these foul spirits are like a caged bird. You understand? It says a hateful bird. And this is the condition that you're living in today. You're living in something like this. You're living in a cage. You're living in a nation where it's every unclean thing is allowed to thrive. LGBT, Q, IP, double NO. You know what I'm saying? That could be tobacco. Yeah. All right. Then you got well, give me something else unclean, y'all. All the foods that we eat that are unclean. Go ahead.
I just seen where they are now taking human flesh and cloning it and making it into food now and serving it in the, was it over in Britain?
Yeah, it was over there in Britain.
I just seen where they are taking deceased bodies of a loved one and turning it into a table where they're like encased in this epoxy, and they're in your living room table, your great uncle in that joint like this. In your living room table. You understand? Imagine you walk in your house. Oh, I miss you so much. Oh, if I want to see you, I just come to my living room. Put coffee on you. You know what I'm saying? Put food on you. Brother, you can't make this up. Can't make this up at all. But every foul and unclean spirit, the one that wants to abduct children, and and little black and Hispanic children are abducted at an alarming rate. And just right now, I got an article on it. Right now in 2023, I think it's like 70,000 or is it 40,000 already missing. Let me see, man.
So if I could,
Go ahead.
like you know what I'm saying, and that is alarming. Because the next question is, where are they going? They're being abducted to where?
Sex trafficking.
Yeah. Like you know how we watch movies. Okay, you know that one movie Taken.
Mm-hmm.
How we saw Liam Neeson like try to find her daughter, but you know what I'm saying, they go to this little auction room and everything where they're auctioning off. You know what I'm saying. People that got abducted, women that got abducted and stuff like that. Like, man, like people, we watching these movies and whatnot and thinking like, oh, it's just movies. No, they sitting there going, they telling you the truth right there in your face.
Yes. Hold on one second. Kanaya.
Salaki, sir. It's also like that movie Hostel.
Yes. Hostile, yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Organ harvesting, all that.
All of that. How you think they getting them? These white girls getting big booties now. Where you think they getting them from? Because they got technology where they can steal your. They like to say melanin, but they can steal your essence that makes a black woman, that makes a black man, and then now you looking at hyper athletic and hyper, just white people with black characteristics and traits. They make a vitamin with your DNA structure in it. They giving these kids these vitamins since they 3 years old. You thought little Tommy was eating a Flintstone kid vitamin. He's not. He's eating your kid's vitamin. You thought little Sarah was growing up, and Emily and give me another name, Becky and Heather. That's the one. Heather. That's the one. There's one more though I'm thinking about. Not Diana. Courtney, yes. She's there eating stuff that you thought was Flintstone kids vitamins. That's what your kids is taking. Your kids is taking vitamins. The Flintstone kid. The Flintstone kid. That's what they taking. But Courtney is not taking that. Courtney is taking, I'm going to grow up with a big butt vitamin. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to grow up with the shape of a black woman vitamin. Because there was a time before the 70s, brother, where you looked at a white girl and they were far and few in between that had actual beauty. And even the ones that had actual beauty still couldn't compare to the beautification of a black or Hispanic woman, a Native Indian woman. And those are the facts. And then your women just started to become missing. And then nobody cared. In Milwaukee, there's 350 new cases of black women or children from the ages of 13 to 17 that have been abducted. Excuse me, not black women. Just women in general that's been abducted. And black or Latino women make up of 65% of all of those cases from the age of 13 to 17. And they're not found, brother. That's just this year. You know what I'm saying? That's just this year's new cases.
So like, so if I could, make some room, man. Get your books off the chair. If I could.
All right, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know how you mentioned about Edomites trying to be like Judites, right?
Not just Judites.
Oh, you know Israel.
All of us.
Right.
They're trying to be like all of us,
No,
brother.
no.
Go ahead.
But they definitely like, for example, like the movie Get Out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? They are like somehow when the bodies end up missing, they're taking out like melanin
Mm-hmm.
and then selling them. They're saying like a gram of melanin is like
It's a lot of money, brother.
so like each body is like worth close to $1 million.
A lot of money. It's a lot of money, brother. This flesh business, this flesh for cash business is.
Our organs are we have more superior bodies than the average Joe.
Man, listen. Even before they even the fetuses that our women are aborting, these babies that they're aborting, brother. Those body parts are being used and harvested in stem cell projects, and you know what I'm saying. Finding out your DNA composition, and you know what I'm saying, using it to genetically modify things that affect you. It's not. I know it sounds like something out of a Frankenstein movie, but this is what they're doing to you. You don't know all of the foul things that they're doing to you. Every foul spirit and unclean thing and hateful thing that they're doing to you as you're caged in America. You have no clue because we're so childlike. We're so, innocent in a sense of like a naive, dumb little child that just gets on the internet not knowing that predators are looking for them. And we find out in the wrong way. And it's too late when you're abducted and you're in the back of that van and you're gone. And that's when it's too late. All the crying in the world won't help you. And then what you do, they are going to be brutal to you and abuse you in so many different ways that your butthole going to be about as open as your mouth is.
Air it out.
You understand? Air it out. What going to do to you? And they're going to use you and use you and use you until you are gone. Until you are eliminated. And then after that, they're going to take your body parts and harvest your organs and take your eyes and give them to a Bilderberg. They'll take your damn heart and give it to a Rockefeller. And then they're going to take the melanin that you got, put it into a capsule form, and give it to little Courtney. And here you are, a recycle. And guess everybody gets rich off of you dying now. From the ambulance to the coroner to the excuse my French, for you being unalived. You know what I'm saying? From the coroner, from the coroner to the detective to the people that make the cleaning products, the people that make the zip up little suit, the latex glove person, they getting paid. The gas they got to put in the vehicle, they getting paid. The people that make the pen, they getting paid. Everybody getting paid. And then the funeral home, they getting paid. I know you thought that, let me ask y'all a question. According to all the graveyards that we see in the city of Milwaukee, and the rate that black people and Hispanic people are dying, not alone just us, all the other races are being unalived. Do you think to yourself that little plot of land can hold all the people that are being unalived? So then, how do they do that? It's a lucrative business. I don't think y'all know. Go ahead.
It's like you said. This is what I think. I think when you at the funeral one night, y'all just watch the body go down, and then they want y'all to leave before, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to see them covered in dirt. I think once everybody gone, they take the casket, put it back. They probably burn the body up, you know what I'm saying, and then keep the casket, and then they sell it, reuse it, resell the casket, and you know.
That's a wise man here. That's a wise man right there. Give him a hand.
Because it's like, so if I could, don't nobody go back to the graveyard. I was like, you know what, dig up my grandma.
Ain't nobody doing
Let me
that.
see the body. Let me see the casket. They will look at you like, what is you, some type of grave robber?
Right. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just asking, like, can you do that type of thing?
It ain't about can you do it. It's about do they do it. I don't think they care about can you do it. Go ahead.
Sir, like kind of added on what the officer was saying. You know what I mean? Like if you have something like that they want, somebody that's up there, like they will set up an accident, they'll make it look like an accident. You know, get in a car wreck or whatever it may be, put you on the ground, and then just like you said, take you up. Or when they supposedly cremate, you know how they put makeup on, make you look all nice and all that. During that process, that's when I started taking things out. You know what I mean? This is going for this family. This is going for that family. And it's just a big money corporate, like you said, funerals. Setting up a funeral. You know what I mean? All that costs like
Flesh.
caskets, you know, that costs a lot of money.
Flesh is big business, brother.
Yeah, costs, man.
Go ahead, sis.
I have always said that out of all these people that's dying, you always see new buildings or something being built, like banks, apartments, and new restaurants and stuff, but you don't never see nothing about a new cemetery being built. So where's all these bodies going? That was always my question that I've always asked or wanted to figure out. Well, where's these bodies going?
Y'all be safe when we leave here tonight, all right?
You only see so many cemeteries, and it's a big lot, but you be looking at it like there is no spot to put an extra plot or extra spot to dig up somebody. So where's they putting these bodies at? That's always something I always thought about.
Go ahead.
Earlier, I was asking, can we do that? Like, go back to the graveyard and tell them to dig up the body and show us
You don't have a reason? No.
to see.
Go ahead.
Not without a court order.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise anybody to go to the back to no graveyard anyway. But right now, what we're doing is we're exposing the lies. So watch yourself when you leave out here. All right, they're gonna be looking for you. You know something that nobody else know. Why you think Hollywood has? Oh, go ahead, Tabak.
Yeah, I have a question about it. Like you say, the most people that has been abducted, generally, you hear in the news, it's young people. So
Right.
Can they abduct an old man too?
Yeah, they want you too.
They do that too.
Why not?
I mean, I can say it because the young organs, I would put it that way, okay? Okay, the young organs, are more younger than the old organs.
But your melanin is always regenerating itself, isn't it?
Okay.
You got melanin. They want that. All right? They want that melanin. I think, hell, George Washington was taking teeth from slaves. You understand? He was taking your grill out your mouth. He was taking the slave's teeth and making dentures and putting it in his mouth out. You think they won't take something that you got today? Your ear might be just enough. Go ahead.
I mean, they took Geronimo's bones.
I mean, they take everybody's bones, brother. They want your bone marrow. You understand? They want to research you. And hell, they've been doing these type of studies since the 1800s. But I'm saying this. Why do you think there's an industry for horror films? Anybody who knows, any grown person knows that the thing that's in the dark is the same thing that's there when I turn the light on. Nothing else. Are you afraid? Who in here afraid to go to a graveyard? Who in here is afraid to go? We should all be grown at this point. Who's in here afraid to go to a graveyard at night alone? Who's afraid? Yeah, I know you afraid.
Nah, sir.
Oh, okay. Your hand went up.
Nah.
All right. If I had to come rescue one of you brothers from the graveyard, At night, I'm coming. And I'm not thinking about Casper. I'm not thinking about Michael Myers. I'm not thinking about Jason. I'm not thinking about the Thriller. I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm thinking about whatever in my way is about to provide this graveyard with another corpse. You understand? Whatever in my way. But people who are children in their mind and their silly consciousness, they are afraid, I mean, deathly afraid of graveyards, huh? Especially at night. And Halloween is all about it. Halloween is here. Here comes Halloween. Halloween. They pushed this out here so that your stupid ass won't ever go to the graveyard at night at 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, while they digging up little Patricia.
Right.
They digging Patricia up. She been in there for 3 years. They like, man, ain't nobody coming to see Patricia. And if they do, they can't go in the grave. And let's dig Patricia up. And when Patricia's family's not here, let's just go, 1 second. Let's just go ahead and just make room. You've been here for 30 years? Brother, after 30 years, you going to see Tanto? You going to see him? He been dead for 30 years. That nigga drank every day of his life. Every day. Tanto, the Puerto Rican guy. Man, he been sitting there drinking he been dead for 30 years. He died from drinking. All right. Everybody used to go see him for the first couple of years. They used to wear the t-shirts. R.I.P. Tanto. All right. On the picture, Tanto got a bottle in his hand. Talking about some peace. Tanto is gone. Tanto's grave plot is done. 30 years, it's over with. They digging him on up. They taking everybody who got 30 years, 25 years in the grave, and ain't knowing nobody coming to see them, brother. They removing you out of that plot, taking your headstone somewhere, putting it towards the front of the graveyard where people drive by and just see your headstone and know you was here. Go ahead.
So, like, I got a question about that. Would you be unclean if you go?
Yes, you're unclean. You go to the graveyard, you're unclean. Go ahead.
Hey, Shalaki,
You didn't get no rest, did you? You gotta get some sleep, brother.
Shalaki, they just carved off the stones with it too. He just carved it off.
Took your name off the damn and then resold yeah. Listen, it's a lucrative business, brother. They take that gravestone, that what they call it, the headstone or whatever they call it, and then they just chisel your name off of it. It used to say Derek Williams. The next person that died, Emily Stone, and then they put Emily Stone on there. Shine it up, polish it up, put a chemical on it, make it look like it's brand new. Sell it to you for $350. How much the headstones cost? Yeah, they probably about $1,000 or something dollars. The big, ugly, glorious ones. People be spending money on a rock.
What's your name?
What's your name on it, man? Granite. Go ahead.
I was looking on video the other day about you saying, this is a very lucrative business. And I was looking at, it was in Dominican Republic, about a guy that worked there. And he was explaining, how the business works from up and down. And they say, that the compartments they have over there, that they put the casket in and they seal it up. But somebody had to be paying rent every year.
Yeah.
And
to keep that body in there.
Put a limit for 7 years.
Yeah.
Right? And then, if you pay the 7 years, you're good. But at the end of the day, or the 7 years, they come over and take the bonds out. Whatever they do with the bonds. But the main thing is, this guy in particular, nobody paid. It was paid for 4 years, and out of the rest of the year, 7, nobody showed up and paid. So the guy took the body out basically the hair was there, some flesh was still there, and he was taking the bodies out, just wearing plastic gloves and getting it out like that. Just because he couldn't pay, nobody paid the rent for that place where he was, so he put him before time.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Damn, you dead and you still get evicted.
I mean, you don't pay rent when you're dead and putting you out, brother. You better pay rent.
So you going in the furnace now.
Hey, that's cold.
Straight to the furnace.
Your body is about to be ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You about to be fertilizer. You wonder why them why them graveyards got green grass? Because of your ass. Go ahead.
Even like in prison, how they give you like a life sentence, then the 2, 3, 4 top life sentence top. You know what I mean? When they give you a life sentence, you're gonna die there. Sometimes they double and triple it up. You know what I mean?
You wanna know why? They want to make sure that you don't ever come back. Not even in the afterlife. They like, damn, you know how they think your soul coming back in the afterlife. They're like, where my body at? Oh, nah. Damn, I can't go there. Yeah, I got triple life. I was gonna sit here with Biggie for 300 more years. You understand? But no, listen. This is a lucrative business, man. And in reality, brother, these are the things that we don't think about because we be so high out of our mind. You understand? And America is just that oppressive. It's crazy. This is say you're dead and you're unalive, decomposing, and you still got to pay rent. And nobody's coming. Listen, that was 7 years. Within 7 years, 3 of them was left, and the body is. And then they taking it. Listen, and if you a fool to bury your loved one with diamond necklaces and chains and rings and all of that, I'm gonna tell you right now, when you're burying him and that person that's for the grave spot, and he just sitting there waiting for you to go on the ground, and he looking at him like they finna bury him with all this gold, and all this diamonds. They be burying him with guns and everything. And 1 second, I'm coming to you. They burying them with everything. They got gold grills, diamond earrings, a blunt in their mouth. He's smoking that. You understand? They finna bury you with a bottle of Dom Perignon and the best scotch in the casket. You iced out. You like King Von. King Von, if he got unalived, and they put the jewelry that he had on. Listen, let me tell you something. There's some Arab that melted that jewelry down, got all the diamonds, and made a whole new chain out of it. Because the people who are there, when you're not there, and you thinking about the ghouls and goblins, they are. Who is this, King Von? Open up the casket. None of that happens. None of it happens. You know what happens? Hey man, hurry up. Take that chain off his neck. Snap in your neck. Your skull go roll down inside of your body. Take the rings. Oh man, he still got a blunt in here, man. This is some ivory. They smoking some ivory from How High. Take that blunt. They smoking that too. You at home like, he sure was a good man in it. May he rest in peace. He is not rested in peace. They took his shoes. They took his bracelet. They took the gold teeth out of his mouth. Everything, brother. They robbed the grave. Right? And then let me tell you something. It's an old business. It goes all the way back to Egypt. Right? If they had robbed the pharaohs from Egypt's graves, what? And those was kings. You think they gonna rob your Pope grave, man? You can't rest in peace here. You can't find no rest here at all. That's why the scriptures say, this is not your rest. 1 second now. So let's keep reading. Give me verse 3. Somebody else take it for IR, please.
Kind of sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of
how many nations?
All nations
Uh-huh.
have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yeah, what does that mean? That every nation has gotten bed with America. And they got drunk off of Christianity and democracy and all of the philosophies that come with these hateful birds, with these foul spirits, these unclean and hateful birds.
Right.
Everybody is in that frequency. And they all, you understand, are being forced into democracy, being forced into voting. You understand? Back probably about 400 years ago, Chinese people still wore robes, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they wear ties, and the samurai used to be alive. Now the only time you see a samurai is in the Smithsonian Museum. The First Nations chiefs used to be alive. Now the only time you see them is when you go to Menominee Reservation. You understand? And that's another one. Give it up for the Menominee Reservation. We're going to be there, you know what I'm saying, in about a week or two, huh? About a week or two, we'll be there giving out on the 4th. Yeah. We'll be there on the 4th of November. I know. I'm sorry.
Next week.
All right. Well, hey, it's coming quickly, ain't it? So we'll be there again, 3rd time, and we're going to keep doing it until Christ come back.
That's right.
You understand? We're going to go out there, and we're going to bless our brother Gad and give him, you know what I'm saying, all the brotherhood that we can give him. And we could give him more. We can give him way more than we've given him. This is just the beginning. And there's many other reservations out there. This is just the first. And we about to build relations with all of these reservations that got our people on it. Don't get it twisted. We know the difference between a $5 Indian and our people. We're not stupid. You understand? We know the difference between a Mexican and a Spaniard.
Right.
We know the difference between a Puerto Rican and a Spanish.
Right.
And we know the difference between a Brazilian and the Portuguese. We're not stupid. You understand? But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, we will be there. We'll be giving away that hot cocoa and, you know what I'm saying, some hot food. And we'll be giving away winter gear. And man, may the Lord allow it to snow again. Please, let it snow. No? Well, then there's no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it go ahead.
It's twice. It's twice.
Yeah.
We only on the 3rd reservation.
And I'm just trying to help you understand. I mean, I might not be able to predict the weather like what they call them. What's that called? A meteorologist. But that snow made going out there worth it. It made me remember it. I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. I don't like my digits feeling like they're about to freeze off. I don't. But it's just something about that cold. And I know Cat Marquardt, like DA, is crazy. But it was something about that cold that just made it all the more memorable. Because we sacrificed our comfortability. We sacrificed the warmth. You understand? And we experienced what they experience every year. If we don't go there, that's how they're going to be every day. And the Lord gave us something by just being able to experience it that one time. But think about it, brother. They go through this every day they go to sleep. I mean, every night they go to sleep. Every day they wake up. They are freezing. You understand? They are free. I mean, come on. I'm making this up about majority of them don't even have every window in their house. They don't. They don't have adequate shoes for the summertime. Summertime. You understand? It's crazy, brother. It's crazy. I hate to think about it. Read on.
Connor will come, sir. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Oh yeah, they're all in bed with her. All of her and her fellows. You understand? And we spoke, Commander and Hannah spoke about the 10 common markets. You understand? And the 7 heads or the 7 heads of that dragon. You understand? All of these nations are in bed with her. And even today, all these nations are in bed with them. And they have that, and it's like a lover's quarrel. You understand? They committed fornication with her because she's gonna have sex with every last one of them. Go ahead.
Gun.
And this is on a philosophical level. This is on a democratic, the allure of Rome. This is the allure of Babylon and Egypt and the power that be. It's like remember in Ezekiel chapter 34 and 8, 34, where it's talking about the nations and all of the beasts of the field, and you know what I'm saying, the trees in the midst of the garden, and Assyria being that cedar, that big tall one. They got all the waters. They getting rich off of all of the money and all that. It's like that, right? And all these other nations, they deliver up their babies to them. You know what I'm saying? Like to the philosophies and the gods and the ideologies of Assyria, which is Babylon. Well, this is New Babylon, and it's the same way. All these different nations are in bed with Babylon. Go ahead.
Gun. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
And what are her delicacies? You.
Mm.
You are the delicacy. You are that thing that every nation can eat from. Negroes, West Indians, Latinos, First Nations. You are that sight to see. You're that tourist attraction to America. You are. And if they just so happen to come and make a home here, they know that all they got to do from East India is come and sell you the food that you're famous for. And you won't shop with yourselves. Oh no. If Tabak was to make a restaurant on the south side right now with the best food, Hispanic food that you can find in Milwaukee, nobody's going to his restaurant. They'd rather, even if he had a fast food part of it, nobody's finna come and see you, brother. How many taco trucks they got on the south side? A lot. But people still going to Taco Bell, baby. Taco Bell ain't went out of business. I would think the taco trucks would make Taco Bell go out of business. But Taco Bell is still in business. Why? Because you are the delicacy. They're coming to take what you have and make it their own and have you so destroyed, hate yourself, hate your brother, that you, instead of going to Diana's chicken spot, her fried chicken spot, instead of going to Michelle's fried chicken spot, some of the best fried chicken I've tasted, you understand, in a long, long time. Instead, you go to KFC. You go to churches, you go to Popeyes. They know they can come over here and set up a mom and pop store in your neighborhood, and you won't go to mom and pop store. You'll go to the Arab store. You understand? You'll go to their phone shops. You'll go to their beauty. Imagine that. Imagine a heathen telling you what you should buy in their store and makes you beautiful. Brother, you know how offensive it is to have to go into an East Indian or Arab's beauty store, especially when I had long hair. Remember them days? And to go get an Afro pick from a heathen, brother, was crazy. You ain't here selling an Afro pick for $7. When an Afro pick should be $2, bro. They take brother, and I'm telling you, it's cheap to make, but they selling you something that they bought for 90 cents for $7. And you don't have a choice but to buy it, because don't no black people got no beauty stores in the hood. None. Where are they at? So if you don't get it from them, then you're going to get it from Walgreens, or you're going to get it from Walmart. You understand? And Walmart ain't up the street from your house. Walmart is 4 miles away from your house. What's more convenient? To go into the Arab corner store or beauty store and grab your Afro pick for $8. That's brother. We are the delicacy that these other nations come to eat off of, man. That's why they'll accept whatever America says, because we are the delicacy. You understand? We're that thing it's like America's an exotic restaurant and we're on the menu. We are. Right? Read.
Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Oh, yeah. Now you hearing an angel saying, what?
Come out of her, my people.
If you don't want to be on the menu, come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Yeah. Because of the things that America has done to exploit the Lord's chosen people, they have to pay for this. It is a sin. You understand? America has sins. And they done reached all the way up to the Lord. And it clouds your prayers from your hurt and your anguish and your depression and oppression and your cries about your children and, all the things. Your wife left you. Oh, yeah? That's America's fault. You're a crack baby? Okay, that's America's fault. You understand? You're on drugs, you're on alcohol, and you can't get off? That's America's fault. You're poor, you can't eat tonight? That is America's fault. You understand? Yeah. Your daughter went and married a devil? That's America's fault. They got to pay for this. You didn't know that you was from the lost tribes of the house of Israel? That's America's fault. Go ahead, Tabak.
So it's very clear right there now. The white man is the devil, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Check this out. Your prayers are like y'all know how we've been burning the frankincense and myrrh here? We burn that frankincense and myrrh and it just light up the whole room. And it's like sometimes it gets so strong you just can't ignore it. It's damn near like open up a window type. That's your prayers to the Lord. Constantly. Like a censer right in front of his face. It clouds up his throne room. He can't ignore it. He's going to destroy Babylon. Now, Babylon is going to fall because of what they did to you.
That's right.
All right?
Right.
So come out of her. What does that mean? Pull your spirit out of America and put it and place it back with the Lord. Just have some undying allegiance to your own people. They're the only ones that can relate to you. Go ahead, read.
And that ye receive not, Shalaki, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
And that's what I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid being caught up in one of those shootings, one of those mass shootings like what just happened in Maine. Don't get caught up in that. The only way you can get caught up in that is because you want to stick your head up the white man's ass. And with that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Amungabar. Cute.